Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David with digitalbyte.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install a Squid cache server on a Windows machine. Today I'm using Windows Server 2008 Trial Edition. This works just as well with any Windows 7, Windows 8, also Windows Home server. This software is allowed to be used at the home and also on a commercial network. So first you have to download the Squid software. We're going to be downloading a binary which has already been converted over to be used by Windows. So to do so, we're going to be downloading the Squid version at 2.7 for Windows. They are doing Squid 3 for Windows, but it's still in development. It's still got a lot of bugs and all that, so I just recommend that you use the stable release, so the production software. So all you have to do is hit on that 2.7 for Windows. I'll also be providing my own link to the version that I'm using, just to make sure that everything's working, and so you can sort of follow that on. This link will be provided in the video below. Please do check that out. So once we put that in, hit enter, it gives us the option to download it. We want to save it, hit OK, and just want to save it to your desktop. Once downloaded, you want to extract the zipped file to a standard folder, which will contain these folders and files inside. Once downloaded, minimize the new Squid folder, head over to your C drive, and within your C drive, we're going to be making a new folder. Right click, new folder. We're going to call this folder Squid. We're making it in the C drive directory just because it's just so much easier for the software. That's its default location, so you don't have to do anything fancy and change things around. I just recommend don't bother with any other directory, but just make it on the C drive itself. So once inside, what we want to do is we want to copy over everything from inside the extracted folder to the new directory on the C drive. So highlight everything, copy, minimize, head back to the folder on the C drive, right click and paste. So let that copy over. Once complete, we want to open up the etc folder, etc. And within this folder, we have 4 additional files. The thing is, each of these files have the extension .default at the end. What we want to do is rename them. We want to remove the .default so it leaves just .conf, sorry. Rename. We're going to do this for all of them. Yes, we're going to change. Yes. Rename. Yes. Once complete, what we want to do now is open up the command prompt window. We can do this either by typing in CMD, or you'll just find it somewhere within your start menu. Once inside, we want to change the directory to our Squid folder. To do so, we type in CD for change directory. We type in C for C drive, colon, dash, Squid, dash SBIN. Once inside there, we want to type in Squid space dash I. Enter. So what that command has done, that has added the file to our service, Windows services, so we'll be able to run it from the service control panel. We'll get to that in a second. But before we can actually run the service, it's going to request that we add an additional folder so you can store all the logs and cached web pages. To do so, we'll move into the var folder, VAR, at the bottom here. It's already got a folder called logs, and that should be empty. If your version of Squid does not contain the folders, please do create the folders. So that's from Squid. You want to create var, then create logs. Once those two have been created, what you want to do is go back to the command prompt window, and you want to type in Squid -z And what that has done is added a directory to our var file called cache. And that's where it stores all the web pages that goes through the proxy. Once complete, what we want to do now is head over to the services control panel. So we'll minimize everything, head to our start, and then we can we type in services. So once inside the control panel, we're just going to scroll down until we can find Squid. Here it is. And what we want to do now is click start, or just click start here on the left. So that's going to be starting the proxy. So once it's been started, that should be in your task manager now. To check, right click on the taskbar or Alt Control Delete, select Task Manager. Head to Processes, scroll down until you can find Squid, and you can see that it's actually running as a process, so that means it is running and complete. So once the server has been started and is functioning, we want to check to see if it's actually working. To do so, we're going to head over to Internet Explorer. Within Internet Explorer, we're going to go to Options, Internet Options, Connections, LAN Settings. Within here, we're going to say use a proxy server for your LAN. For the address, you can type in your server's IP address, or you can just type in a local host. And then for the port, the proxy uses port number 3128. You will tick this option here if you have any local internet websites hosted within your local network. So that just means that instead of going through the cache server, your web page goes directly to that local web server. You can tick it just to be sure. Click OK. OK. And now everything should be going through the proxy server. To check, we're going to go to google.com. By going to google.com, you'll be presented with a access denied error message. This is because by default, Squid denies all access to the caching server. To enable access, we have to change the configuration file. We do this by minimizing the window, heading over back to our Squid folder, heading to etc for etc, heading to Squid config file. Once inside, this is where you change all the settings for your Squid proxy. To do so, what we'll do is we'll hit the Control F, and we want to find where it says http://access. Find next, find next, find next, find next, find next, find next, next. Close that there. We see where it says default HTTP access deny all, but that's commented out, so we don't need to bother with that one. We have to find the one where it says, here it is. See, it's on a line where it's not commented out, where it says HTTP access deny all. We want to change it to allow all. It has to have a space between access and all. Also, within the Squid config file, we're also going to change how much hard drive space the proxy is allowed to use to store the cached websites. To do so, well, we're going to use the control find function to search for cache _ direct UFS as shown. Find next. Make sure we select down, find again. Here we are. So right now it's only set to 100 megabytes. We can change that to 5 gig. Once done, file, save. We can close that one down. When any edits have been made to the config file, we have to restart the service. To do so, we right-click, restart, or hit the restart button on the left here. We wait for it to restart, minimize the program, open up back to the web browser, refresh, and we should see it's now working once again. So we've set it up for the local machine, but now we want to set up for our local network. To do so, we have to edit the firewall settings to allow the port through the server. To do so, we go to Start. We find Windows Firewall with Advanced Security. You can search that in the field below, or you can just click on it if it's in your Start menu. Now we want to go to Inbound Rules, New Rule, Port, Next. Leave it at TCP, and a specific port of 3128. Next. Allow the connection. Next. Leave on all three profiles. Next. Give it a name. You can give it something like Squid proxy server, and then you can maybe specify a description, but it's not really needed. Finish. So that there is now within your Windows Firewall, and now you can connect all the other machines on your network using the same method we did with Internet Explorer. Other web browsers like Firefox are set by default to use Internet Explorer settings. We can check that by going to Firefox, Options, Advanced, Network, Settings, Use System Proxy Settings. With that set, it's going to use Internet Explorer's settings, as Internet Explorer settings changes the system's internet settings. We can manually set the proxy settings if you want the web browsers to use different proxy servers within the local network or any other reasons. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for staying through the whole video and learning how to set up your own proxy server. And please do comment down below any videos of if there's any suggestions of videos you'd like to see, so any web programming or server deployment videos I can most definitely do. So within the web programming, anything to do with HTML, jQuery with using JavaScript, or if you want to see some PHP stuff, please do comment down below what you want to see. Hit that like button if you think my video was useful, down button if you think it was absolute garbage. Also, don't forget to click on the links below. I'll leave in the description where it will show you the page on my website where I'll list the instructions by writing, so if you want to follow along with that. And also include the link on my website to download the Squid file, which I'll also include just in case if the other website decides to get rid of it or deny access to it, we'll still have a copy, an archive copy. Thank you once again, hope to see you in the next video. This is David, out.